Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. We continue with topic 3, part 2. Okay, so this is the outline last time. Alright, so we have completed the first part, okay, which covers on the elasticity concept and own price elasticity of demand. So for this video, we are going to look at the other types of elasticity. Okay, the first is cross price elasticity, and then income elasticity, and a little bit on other elasticities. Okay, we look at the first one, okay, which is the cross price elasticity. Okay, so remember last time we've learned that elasticity is about measuring the responsiveness, okay, and we have looked into own price elasticity. So when we talk about the cross price elasticity, okay, we want to measure the responsiveness of percentage change in demand for good X due to percentage change in price of good Y. Okay, so if you look into the formula here, okay, we are talking about quantity of good X, but in response to the price of good Y, okay, in which it is different from the own price, in which if this is good X, the price also price of X, it own price, but this one is price of other goods, which we put here as price of good Y. Okay, so you remember, okay, recall back what we have learned in chapter 2. We have substitute goods, and another one we have complementary. Okay, so if the own price elasticity, our elasticity value will always be negative, and we have to ignore the negative sign. Okay, for cross price elasticity, we have to take into account the sign. If you calculate the elasticity and you get the value positive, which is more than 0, then relationship between X and Y are substitutes, meaning X and Y are substitutes good. If you calculate the elasticity and then we get the sign negative, less than 0, then X and Y are complementary goods. Okay, so that's the difference when we talk about the cross price elasticity. Okay, so this is the example of exercise. Okay, what happened if the price of lamb chop, okay, fall from 8 to 6, okay, which this leads to increase in demand for applesauce from 100 to 140. What is the cross price elasticity of applesauce and lamb chop? Okay, at lamb chop price of 6. So you can see that there are two goods here. One is lamb chop and another one is apple sauce. Okay, alright, so remember I have show you last time the two formulas. Alright, we have the first one, percentage change, and we have also the second one, okay, the change in Q over change in P multiplied by PQ. The difference is that, okay, this one, okay, instead of, okay, last time in own price we are talking about price of good X, okay, but for cross price, okay, the price is for good Y. Okay, so I want you to try this formula, okay, to solve this exercise. Okay, if you want to know the answer, okay, you should get this one, right? So you see here the sign is negative. So if I ask you what is the relationship between lamb chop and applesauce, you can tell the relationship by looking at this negative sign. Actually, okay, you should expect the answer is negative because the price of lamb chop here fall, okay, leads to an increase in demand. Okay, demand here is basically the quantity. So you can see here one fall, another one rises. So from this question, okay, we can actually know already that the answer should be negative value. Yeah, so if we are talking about multiple choice, the answer should be between A and D only. Yeah, because the answer cannot be positive. Alright, so please try. Okay, don't forget to try the formula and try to get the answer given. Okay, so for cross price elasticity again, right, we have looked at it can be positive or negative value, right? So from this value, okay, if this is negative, remember, okay, the relationship between the products is complementary. So in this case, transportation and recreation are complementary. Okay, clothing and food also are complementary. But food and recreation, okay, from the value it shows that the two goods, okay, food and recreation, are substitute. Yeah. Okay. So another thing is from the elasticity, right? This one, if you see this exercise, okay, based on table above, okay, the previous table that I show you, if the price of food is projected to increase by 10%, by how much will demand for clothing change? Okay, this question is a little bit from the first just now. Okay, so we'll see how to solve this one. Right, this is the question just now. Okay, so how to solve this one? Okay, from table 3.4, okay, we have this value given. Okay, 0.18 negative. And then price of food projected to increase. Okay, this is also given. Yeah. So the question is, what happened to the demand of clothing, right? So for this kind of question, okay, I advise you to use the first formula, right? Because we are given this information, yeah, the information in terms of percentage change. We are not given information on what is the initial quantity, what is the what is the new quantity, or what is the initial price, what is the old price. Yeah, so in this case, okay, we have to use the first formula, right? Okay, so applying the first formula, okay, the elasticity here is given, okay, because most of the time you are asked, or we are asked to calculate the elasticity. This time elasticity is given, which is okay, from the table, negative 0.18, and then food price, I mean the percentage change of food is given 10%. You don't have to change into 0.1, no need, yeah, because you just take this 10%, because this 10% is already the percentage change. Okay, so you put 10 here. Okay, and what we want to know is what is the change in the clothing, right? So applying this formula, you just substitute the value, okay, and then you will get this answer, okay, negative 1.8. Please make sure that you don't left out the negative sign as given. Yeah, so when we find the percentage change in Q, we multiply this one, we get negative 1.8. So what does this 1.8 mean? Okay, because the sign is negative, so the demand of clothing is expected to decline, okay, by 1.8% when the price of food increases by 10%. Okay, so this is what this negative 1.8 means, right? So this question is a bit different from the first and second exercise, right? But the same thing, you just apply the formula given, okay, but in this case the first formula. Okay, so why cross price elasticity is important? Okay, last time we have looked into the importance of own price elasticity, how it relates to the total revenue. Okay, so this one, right, when we say cross price elasticity, why this is also an important concept, yeah, for business to understand, because when we say the price of good Y, okay, not necessarily the price of good Y refers to competitors' product. Okay, but most of the firm actually, we are selling multiple products. Okay, we have more than one product in our business. Okay, so if we change one, we change the price of one product. Okay, we have to understand that it may have impact, okay, for demand of our other products. Okay, so actually, okay, we can see that the net effect, okay, will be different, a little bit different, yeah, by understanding this cost price elasticity. Okay, don't worry about this formula, I just show you the illustration here. right? Let's say that a restaurant, okay, you know that restaurant, okay, normally they won't only selling food or drinks only. You sell both, or even if we talk about food and drinks, we have various food, we have various drinks. So if food and drinks are complementary to each other, one type of menu with another menu is actually substitutes to each other. Yeah. So here, this is where you have to understand how one decision may impact, the other product. Okay, so let's say, okay, this restaurant, okay, sells burger and also soda, right? Okay, so the own price elasticity of burger is given, cross price is given. Okay, so the question is, what would happen to the firm's total revenues if it is reduced? If it reduced the price of burger, okay, the price of burger by 1%. Okay, so here the restaurant reduced the price of burger only, by 1%. But because burger and soda are related, so in this case, burger is good X, soda is good Y, right? So if we apply the formula just now, reducing the price of burger by 1% basically have impact on the demand of soda as well. Alright, so if we apply the formula just now, the total revenue will increases by 100. Okay, how do we get this 100? This 20 is actually the rise in revenue, okay, from the burger, and this one is the rise of revenue, okay, because of the interaction with the soda just now, okay, the cross price. Okay, so what is important here? Okay, the business have to aware that changing price of one product, okay, not only affect the demand of that particular product, but it may also affect the demand of its other products. Okay, so that's why understanding the concept of cross price is also important. Okay, so that is the second type. All right, the next one, okay, is income elasticity. Okay, so for the income elasticity, right, it measures the responsiveness of percentage change in demand for good X. Okay, we're still talking about good X, but this time it is due to the percentage change in income. So what we change is basically the denominator. Okay, last time when we talk about own price, we talk about change in price of good X, right? And then when we talk about cross price, this one we talk about the change in QX in response to change in price of Y. So now, okay, the change in Q is basically because of change in income. Okay, let us look at before that, right, remember that what we have learned in chapter 2, okay, good X can be a type of we call as a normal good, and then another one is good X can be inferior good, right? So again, okay, for income elasticity, you have to look at the sign, okay, because the sign can be positive, the sign can be negative. If you get a positive value, meaning the value of elasticity is more than 0, then X is normal good. Remember what is normal good? Normal good is when your income increase, okay, the demand for that good will also increase. So that's why, okay, the elasticity should be positive. Okay, but inferior good, right, is a good where when your income increase, okay, the demand for that good decrease. So this is inferior good. So that's why, okay, the elasticity when you calculate, you should get less than 0 or negative value. So this is where you don't have to memorize, but actually you have to understand the concept. Okay, and we have learned about this at length in chapter 2. Okay, so if we look at this example of value here, right, we can tell what types of good is transportation. Yeah, so from this value, okay, 1.8, Okay, then transportation is what? Okay, normal goods. Food also is normal good. Yeah. We cannot tell whether this is elastic or inelastic. No, we just can tell whether the product is normal or inferior. Okay, and for the ground beef, okay, then we see that this product have negative value, so ground beef is inferior product. Okay, so this is how we read this table. All right. So if we look into this exercise, okay, this is similar with exercise 1 and 2 last time. Okay, given income elasticity is negative 0.7. All right. Okay, due to the economic recession, you expect income to drop, okay, by 15% next year. Okay, the question is, how should you adjust the purchase of peanut butter? Okay, so remember again this formula. Okay, don't forget this formula. You have formula 1 and formula 2. Okay, you can use any of the formula here. Okay, but me myself, actually, if I get this kind of question, I prefer to use second one. Okay, but again, okay, look here. Okay, this is M. Okay, we have also have changed this into M. Yeah, so these are the things that we change. In income elasticity. All right, so if we go back to this question just now, income elasticity of peanut butter is negative 0.7. Okay, income drop. Okay, this one, all right, is actually not formula 2. Okay, but actually it's easier for us to use formula 1. Why? Okay, because what is given here is the elasticity and also the percentage change in income, right? So if we use formula 1, okay, we know that elasticity using the formula 1 is percentage change in quantity over percentage change in income, right? Okay, so elasticity is given negative 0.7. Okay, and then we are given income drop by 50. Income drop meaning the percentage change should be 15 negative. Negative because it's a drop. Okay, so what we don't know is what is percentage change in quantity. Okay, of peanut butter in this case. Alright, so this is how we apply formula 1. Okay, is better formula 1 because these are the information that we get. Yeah, right, so this is 0. 7 multiplied by 15. Okay, so you should get the answer. Alright, so if you calculate the answer, which one? Yeah, actually if you look back at the question, okay, the answer here is negative and this is negative, so you should get here positive, right? Positive value, so you should buy more. Buy more. So answer C and D is wrong, because you know that our answer will be positive value. Okay, so which one? 10.5 or 2.14? If you actually multiply this one, 0.7 multiplied by 15, then you should get the answer as A. Okay, so this is for example of income elasticity. Alright. Okay, so if you are given question like the example of own price and cross price, where you know the initial price, you know the new price, you know the initial quantity, you know the new quantity, okay, then you can apply formula number 2 here. Alright, okay, so this is exercise which is similar, alright, with the previous one just now. Okay, it just I changed to transportation and also income. Okay, income, yeah, because we are talking about income elasticity, but here the X product, okay, is transportation. Okay, so the question is what is the impact on the demand for transportation? Yeah, in other words, okay, you have to find the percentage change in quantity just now. Okay, so please try this exercise and find this answer. Okay, another one is you should be able to know whether transportation is normal or inferior good. Okay, so please look back at the concept. Okay, so try this one, yeah, on your own. Alright, the rest is other elasticity. Okay, apart from the main three is what you need to know is the own price, the gross price, and also the income. Okay, but we can have other elasticity as well. For example, here we have own advertising elasticity, we have the cross advertising elasticity. Okay, so similar, right? If you talk about own advertising elasticity, it means that we want to look what happened to the quantity of X if there is change in advertising spent on that X product. Yeah, if you spend on your own, yeah, your own advertising, but it can be cross advertising elasticity in which if you advertise good X, good Y, sorry, okay, what happened to the demand of good X? Okay, because as the cross price just now, sometimes you may advertise let's say your burger just now, but then the effect will probably be on your soda, yeah, or it can be your competitors advertise, but then their advertisement impact your product. Yeah, so this is also can be under the cross price advertising elasticity. But then what is important is if you see the trend, okay, in which elasticity is basically looking at percentage change in Q over percentage change in okay, the other variable here, then you will understand that actually the working is the same. Yeah, alright, so I think that is part 2. Okay, so see you soon. We will continue in part 3. Assalamualaikum.